Hi guys, it's your boy Liam, and today we're going to be trying to butter some landings, and we are going to play realistic, which means we are going to try and apply a little tiny bit of crosswinds, so it's harder to land, but it's still going to be manageable probably. So we're going to get a fairly large plane because fairly large planes are hard to maneuver, which also makes room for cool crosswinds that you can make by yourself by just moving the plane. The Concorde is pretty fast. How about the Air Force One? I like the Air Force One only because it's like because there's like I'm not trying to be anything else. Just oh, Gate 4, where are you at? Now this is the Boeing 747-800. It has some pretty big engines. They're not as big as the GE90s. I bet if there was four GE90s on this thing, max efficiency giant would be born, and that would be the Boeing 747-800, not 8X. Yeah, that would be the 8X. Bruh. I'm gonna take off diagonally. It is okay for a plane, but it's just not off the ground. Why did the game think I was off the ground? Let's throttle this thing. This thing takes a little bit to catch enough speed to take off. Why does this thing, like, under a fairly large runway to take off over here? Oh no. Not again. That is not realistic. But the deepness of this is realistic. I'll give it that. It looks like a movie scene from... Was it Air Force One? I think the movie was called Air Force One. We might even be able to get up off of this. See, when we take off, this thing can go 500 miles. Maybe 600, I don't know. You know what I should get? I should gift my friends some money in the game. They buy an F-35 and we do an Air Force One like we do an Air Force One escort. That'd be the sickest thing ever. Bro, we're gonna try and better. Nah, we have to go for a go around. I wasn't really that good. If we're gonna butter this, we need to lower down the throttle. We're going at a little bit higher speed than we should be. I think that's okay. Oh, that's the Seaford Galaxy, definitely. I'm just gonna let him know. Okay, that was a butter landing, but I'm just gonna watch him take off. Whoa. Man, I wish I had Robux. If I had Robux, a lot of Robux, I would buy this. Actually, I bought this thing and it was one of the worst mistakes I've ever made because it doesn't even go that fast, but it was still a whopping like 650,000 bucks for thing. It didn't even go that fast. Now I could have bought the Raphael. These things go like a whole bunch faster. This is what I want. I like this jet a lot. I mean, I do like this jet, but you know, it's better ones. Um, but the one I really, really want is this. If I had some money, I would buy this or this. Honestly, I would be okay with this because it's an experimental prototype and it's the North American XB-70 Valkyrie, capable of outrunning any fighter jet. Which this is a fighter jet. I don't know what it was talking about. So, and this was a fighter jet, but this can go faster than that fighter jet. But I like the Tupolev, but I don't like this model. I like the one with the four engines in the back. And yeah. Wait, what the heck? What in the world is this? No, the Marine One Nighthawk is good, but it's not really that good. So, and also the Coast Guard pass is actually pretty nice, even though I haven't. So, this is the helicopter I'm going to be flying. And it's great. A helicopter with let's do an absolute huge trip. Now that you think of it, the Concorde's engines aren't really that powerful. They're only powerful because of the Delta Wing design and every design piece of it. These turbofan engines are even better than this. But this jet was made for what people thought was the future, supersonic travel. But a new Concorde is being made, which is supposed to replace the Concorde and make it a little bit better. It still does supersonic travel. The wings are like this, further reducing drag and further increasing speed. So I just literally took off. Oh shoot, we're not buttering this. I'll come in really low. Like maybe tree top height like this. Tree tops is pretty low. I'm gonna go, which is about 70 meters. That was absolutely crazy. That was a huge butter landing. I mean, it took a go around and a little bit of a fluke, but let's see if I can break the sound barrier on the railway. This is literally faster than like a Cessna in the middle of the sky at its top speed. Okay, look. We're officially going supersonic. I had to drop the bar below 1,000. we're gonna get out of supersonic travel. Probably out of the supersonic travel range. Okay. So let's butter this. Dang, bro. This thing is so crazy, man. Like, you get there so fast. But I don't like to use it because it's more of hard to fly. I don't want to say it's too hard because I'm not like a noob. But I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of hard to do it. To fly this thing, even though it goes supersonic. People who don't have supersonic planes want it. But once they have it, they figure out it's hard to fly. Which it is kind of hard to fly. But that doesn't really stop me, you know? It shouldn't like deter anyone's liking for planes. Because if you like planes, you gotta like it, like stay to it. But, you know, you don't have to. But at the end of the day, a good old like flying a plane is always like a fun activity in some games. When the game has a good graphic piece, and you have a good console or PC, it's always good when you have better internet. And not like a bad way. But internet does dramatically improve your playing. Yo, Roblox items like headless, legless, core blocks, that's all like a waste, bruh. Like, who wants to pay Robux to get one of your limbs amputated? Makes no sense. makes absolutely 0 sense. You have to pay to make your character with a limb. That's like bullying. Anyways, bye guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say bye yet, but just so you know what, I'm gonna try and butter this. Butter this one, and then I'm gonna say bye. And I hope I'll see you later today. Hopefully, I know this will do that. Actually, do you guys want to see me travel 3 times the speed of sound, or no? Actually, you can answer me. Or am I that dumb? Okay. So, I think I'm just gonna do it for you. Even though you can't tell me you want it or not. But, okay. Because it's better to do it even if you don't want it. It's not gonna hurt you. Unless you have epilepsy. Advisory, if you do have epilepsy, quit the video now. Or I've already given you a seizure. Um, so I'm gonna go, like, actually, I'm going around 2,000 knots. If you check my KTS, it's going absolutely crazy right now. I know this has been a short flight, but we can't really bear to do it anymore. Anyways, I am approaching at a fairly high speed, so I'm just trying to slow down now. Oh, we might be cooked toast. Okay, we're just gonna be really slow on our approach. There's some planes where you actually just get to turn off the TS and you get to go. Hopefully I didn't tail strike that, but it's okay if I did. It's not really realistic anymore. This is a real plane in real life, but it's not really realistic anymore. Anyways, what the actual heck? Bye, guys. See you next time.